Ta-da! Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Welcome peeps, welcome back to the Great Flat Earth British Think Tank. Okay, I have been on a break. Okay, this is the longest period I've had off YouTube since 2015. 5 years of truthing. Okay, time has been needed away from it all. Okay, to have a think about it all. Okay, and work out a strategy for what is to come next. Some of which we're going to talk a little bit about now. The rest is coming out in the very near future. Okay, it's all going to be very mind-blowing, so we're going to do it all very gently, with love and gratitude. Okay, peace and love. So I'm back. Okay, did you miss me? Really? Did you? Oh. Well, I've had a lot of emails in, people freaking the fuck out. Where are you, Martin? And concerned about my well-being. Okay, did they get you? Did they hide you? Did they snatched you? So, just to let you know, all is well. Okay, I know, not well. I don't like that word. Just see, you gotta be so careful with fucking words. You just sort this language out. Okay, we don't want to be casting spells on one another's asses. This is not a good scenario at all. Be thinking about it a lot. Every time we break down a word and we find out its real meaning, everything changes. Okay, so got a good vlog for you today, guys. Got a good vlog for you today, and many more to come in the near future. So make sure to subscribe, share this out, please, guys. Okay, it has been a while, so I'm gonna make it epic for you, enjoyable. I'm back and back and back. Don't panic. Okay, I was here in spirit. Okay, it's just I need a break. Okay, shit go down. Okay, no. We're going to have 1,000 thoughts in this video, guys. Okay, we're just thinking about the dome, think about this place, and we're going to be firstly showing some evidence, actually, guys, which is really, really powerful and very, very, very cool. For an ancient document that was passed to me by Matt, from our translating team, Matt Ferguson, who is regaining the balance on YouTube. It's concerning a flood and an electrical storm that was in Constantinople in 1500s. I573. The flood talks of Fasces technologies being used to reset. Okay, this is a very selective event, as you will see in the translation, and if you think of it from our context, what we have discovered through, you know, the great story never told, what we talk about Fasces, what it exactly is, electromagnetic technology being used in the past, which we have reverse engineered. It's been all about that, energy weapons in the past for destroying, of course, in events, coupled with comets, and basically they have a lot of tools at their arsenal. Now, we've been in a brunt of one storm after another in Britain, and a lot of apparently the plain is suffering floods in the same way. A good bit of my centre of my city is underwater, and lots of other places in Wales. Almost as if it was ongoing, the events. The thing is, guys, this is coming up to March. It's not exactly hurricane season, so what's with all of these weird ass storms, big flashes of bangs of thunder with no lightning? Really nuts, this weather. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you have noticed. Okay, so going on that note, we're going to talk about things that are happening in the arena, the flat earth alternative history arena. Share some thoughts, 1,000 thoughts besides, some word breakdowns. I'm going to look into something that's quite mind-blowing. Okay, a document about the early history of America, which says that the Tartars settled in early America, okay, and the Welsh. Giant cities, civilization, of what you might call Greco-Romano, what we call Phoenician, very much up and running in old world, not the new world, old world America. Now, what this document also states, when I get to it, is something that is going to surprise you all. In fact, a lot of what we show in this video is going to surprise a lot of you. If you're new to Flat Earth British Think Tank, okay, we're going to be gentle, okay, but we are going to show you that all what they tell us is a load of shit. Okay, okay, peace and love. How epic is this? Yeah, I know some people will be very happy that I'm back. Okay, so it's going to be epic. Okay, back on the train, back in the driving seat. Just got to be thinking clearly. Make sure to share this out, guys, okay? Please. And let's get this information out here into the ether, because I find this quite important, actually. If you think about the full context, this stuff's like rare evidence, actually. So statue, this is from Matt. I'll link you up his channel when we get there a bit later. And it's this, okay? So it's a letter from a Turk to somebody from Venice. Okay, so it's a letter from a Tartarian, maybe, to a Phoenician. Okay, so it's a Turk to a Phoenician in the letter. In i573, excuse me. i573, okay? Now, it's a rather important letter, this guy thinks, because of the scale, apocalyptic nature of said event. But there's huge cluage in it, and I'll tell you the cluage now. Oh, isn't this very epic? Buckle in, buckle in. No. Awesome deluge of water and lightning storms, what happened in Constantinople, caused the ruins of major buildings and an abominable damage where the life of the Great Lord was in danger. But we won't be worrying too much about the Great Lord in this narrative at all. Alright? So, with the peace agreement of the Lordship of Venice and the Great Turk. Okay? So it sounds like a Tartar and a Phoenician. So, in my last letter, I promised to give you a recount of the most notable things that happened in Constantinople, to which I do not fail to present occasion to investigate in Italy for the obligation of your house, as well as your merits and virtues. So it's a bit of sucking up to the Vatican. You will hear, sir, of what happened then in this awesome case, worthy of communication to everyone of the whole world, and to the new memory of men. It was happened last week, on the 29th, or last month, 29th of last month, it started raining terribly and continuously, and lasted until the evening and the following Wednesday. From the Tuesday evening until Wednesday, the thunder and lightning didn't stop roaring. Translator's note. The next word used is the Old English word faggot, or faguettes in French, which means a bundle of sticks. Strangely, they use this to describe fireballs raining down on the city from the sky. It could be describing fasces in use, and I think that they are. Okay, fireballs, fagots, fasces, fell from the sky. We counted 80, causing tremendous damage all over, and the truth is that it seemed like God wanted to destroy through marine waves. Now listen to this, guys. Matt says the translator's note is the French word used meaning energy waves in general, which could include sound waves, energy waves, electromagnetic waves, water waves, etc. Normally the word for water waves would be called vagues or ondes. So I wanted to make that distinction. I think that's a very important distinction. Thank you, Matt, for that. And exterminate through celestial fire for the vengeance of our errors caused by the whole country, and waters flooded so bad that it took the whole houses away. Destroyed vineyards and farm buildings and more than 60,000 barrels of wheat, not counting the infinite amount of people and other goods consumed by such deluge. This overflowed that it was going to the wall of the Lord's arsenal, His Highness, because he's on high ground. Took away all the boats that were there, and it seemed like the windows of heaven were once again opened for our final ruin. The galleys went and crashed against a number of round vessels that were anchored, and they all got destroyed, and everything was floating. Translator's note is there's a second letter. I won't go into this too much, because basically what happens, it's a bit boring if I read it all, but basically it's a letter, and it's concerning the site called the Seven Towers, where there's a lordship and he's trapped in the towers. The water's incoming. A guy tries to get to him, right, on a horse, but the waters, he gets trapped himself. But anyway, the guest to the king, or the lord, or whatever, and he's on the first floor of the palace. The lord was full of fear, But anyway, he gets rescued out of a window. But basically, this is the most important part of this single narrative. Is basically there's a lot of counter-religious narrative in it that I'm not willing to read, guys, if I'm honest with you. Not even in a historical context. So, in between the other notable things that happened in this deluge, there was a great part of a mountain that was taken out in the violence of the water, and that there was discovered a portico supported by 4 beautiful columns with a cross on top that had been buried so many years in the side of the mountain, admired by everyone. So this event is washed away aside of a mountain, and inside there, okay, is beautiful columns, okay. But some think that it was the fall of the Greek Empire. The Greeks, colloquial term for anyone in the Eastern Mediterranean, is the Phoenicians. This portico was buried by the barbarians, Tartar, as they despised the Christians, or maybe at the time the Phoenicians, who was probably Christian. Damage of this deluge was considered enormous, exceeding 3 million in gold. An infinite number of people were lost. Okay, but there's a lot of religious rhetoric, which is There's a book. I'm going to pass it to you. Cluage is a letter concerning what sounds like a Fasces attack resetting Constantinople, okay, and it's selective, it's highly selective, you know, it spares the lordship, etc. But it's total carnage and loads die. Okay, first narrative. So, second narrative, along the same lines, delugage, or floodage, however you want to say it, is this book. It's a fucking mind blow, it's brilliant, beyond belief. Oh wow, it's just so mad. So what it really does say, is, I'll go through a bit of it, I'm really not in a reading mindset at all, is a narrative for old America, okay guys, but the most important bit of it, I think, is this. We also have attempted to show that America was peopled before the flood, and that it was the country of Noah. Okay, and the place where the ark was erected, and there is an Ararat in America, and all these American names like Memphis, you know, all of them are all repeated from the old world. Is it the case that the old world, the Western world, before the discovery of the New World, that they were copying the names from the real old world, which was in America? Huh? This is what this book points towards. Okay, now what it does show you is this place was settled early on. Okay, I'll just show you now, by Polynesians, Malays, Australasians, Phoenicians, Egyptians, Greeks, Romans. They can fall into this category. Israelites, Tartars, Scandinavians, Danes, Norwegians, and the Welsh. Oh yeah, and the Scots. Okay, so this is like the population, and they paint that Noah's flood happened here, and this is the sort of thing that they talk about. It's amazing. Location of Mount Ararat. Okay, now there's a Mount Ararat in Philadelphia. I looked it up. It could be that. Origin of human complexions with other curious matter. Respecting the division of earth by Noah amongst his sons out of America in this narrative. Identity of the real merchant deck of the scriptures, okay, who really wrote the Bible in this. Division of the earth in the days of Peleg, and spreading out of nations with other interesting items. Highly interesting. Other antiquities in the West, they talk about a Quaker city. You know, all of these grid patterns we see for the old world, yeah, on these videos. This is just the old civilization, yeah, covered in mud, you know, like that mountain of mud that buried this Greco-Romano portico, yeah, washed away by, it's there already. Okay, so supposed ruins of a Roman fort of Marietta. Romans, Phoenicians in America, guys. Also the Tartars. Cause of the lost 10 tribes of Israel, why they left Assyria. and accounts of the convulsions of the globe, but don't worry about that because it's basically a Jesuit book, and they will say that. Evidence of Asian peoples in America different from that of Indians, discovered on the Merced River of Ohio. Okay, some remains of Asian pottery, some mummies found in Kentucky. This says Phoenicians 116. Okay, the Phoenicians occupying America pre-Columbus. Columbus is bullshit, guys. It's a psyop. It's none of it's a reality. Okay, it's rubbish. Tracks of men and animals found in Tennessee and St. Louis. The Catabana of the giant chief of one of the islands of the coast of America. That's because he's a giant, so still giant. Still further accounts of discoveries in the west. Vast works of ancient nations in the east side of Ohio. Ancient works in Circleville. Interesting name, Ohio. Ancient works of Paint Creek. Rediscovery of ancient works amongst Malagunny Mountains. Ancient wells found in the bottom of Paint Creek. Isn't that interesting? Ancient wells. Well. Traits of ancient cities in Mississippi. Okay. Traditions of Native Mexicans respecting the migrations from the north. Supposed use of ancient roads found connecting with some western mounds. This is fucking beautifully juicy. Wow. So basically, guys, this narrative in the early 1800s is thinking along the same lines as us, that the old world is, in fact, the new world is in fact the old world. Okay. Further accounts of instruments included in the Tamale of the West, great size Mexican mounds, ancient pyramids, facsimile of antediluvian letters, and voyages and shipping of the Mongol Tartars and their settlements in the west coast of America. So they settled there pre-Columbus. Tartars and the Phoenicians are both in America. Okay. So, subject of human complexions, it goes into our origins. Now remember, in the official narrative, you know, there's Welsh speaking Indians, etc. You know, you go up to an Indian and he's, "But how's it going? Oh, these two sheep while I count them," sort of thing going on, you know. But this book is just amazing. They give you the language distinctions as well, which is really good clueage for us, what we do with the etymology. Describing the Mount Ararat on which the ark rests, and there we go. Okay, a lofty summit range of mountains called Ararat in Asia furnished resting place of the ark. So this is supposed to be in Turkey or ancient, or what would have been Armenia, but it's in, you know, it's not really set in stone. We don't really know where it is, they say. In Asia, furnished the resting place of the ark, which contained the progenitors of both man and animal, and have replenished the plain since the era of deluge. Now we're going to show you in a minute an ancient document called Chronica. Now, in some narratives, they regard America as Chronica, and there's a land in the north, in the Hyperborean, which you can look into as well, called Chronica, like Cronin, or well, chronic, but Chronica, okay, like chronicle, and it's a chronicle of the old world indeed, but it sort of paints towards Noah and America as well. So have a little look at that. Ararat is a chain of mountains running partially from the south end of the Caspian Sea, situated between the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea, a latitude of With the middle of the United States, it is from London a distance of about 2,400 miles in the southeasterly course of the city of Albany in the United States. It's nearly 6,000 and exactly eastern direction, same latitude. We'll give you this alternative site. We have thus particular to describe the exact situation generally allowed in a range of mountains, because from this place is nearing the western end of the Asiatic continent. Noah and his prosperity descended and spread themselves over many parts of the earth, and we are supposed even to America, and regaining a new race as well as becoming extinct from the devastation and ruin of the universal flood. Okay, and that flood of Noah was universal is gravely doubted. Okay, now they say in here, guys, there was 2 floods. There was a later one, and they say that Noah was in China. He's a big player in the Chinese narrative, apparently, as well as being Noe, Janus, and other personalities that we know about in the antique world. In proof of which, the arbiters of doubt bring the tradition of history to ancient China. Professor Reinskew of the city of Philadelphia confessed and learned the most able antiquarian and recently advanced following exceedingly interesting curious matter which relates on this subject. Pray tell, history of China before the flood. Traditions preserved by many ancient nations in the earliest history of the earth and mankind before the great general geological floods have been desolated the plain, and highly interesting, and belong to one's geological, archaeological history of many of the sciences. A glimpse into the fossil remains and medals of nature, and silent and unknown. So ancient China and eastern slopes branches Central Asia, and it was doubtful that the flood extended there. So was that the Great Wall of China? Did that stop a flood? It was long enough, isn't it? We feel a great difference between settlements of the Hebrew author book of Genesis and highest excredited antiquity. So they're not really buying the Genesis version. Okay, contradicts the Bible account, the Chinese version. And Noah in Chinese version is Uti. Okay, so another narrative, and there's also a flood in Eastern theology too. Now, respecting the flood and the following details are chiefly the Chinese historian Lu Li, or Lu Pi, Lupi, I've got Lu Pi, with the works of Yati and Quickie, partly translated by Leroux. These say the first flood happened under the 8th reign of the period of which is 3,170 years before Christ, or 826 years before the flood. That's a job for history. History is a channel, history. Okay, history or history. So anyway, it goes on about Noah and the floodage, but I'm not going to go on too much, but I'll give you an idea anyway. There's too much in it, guys. Let's get up to about 300, page 300. So they definitely paint Christ comes into it a bit as well, into this narrative a bit later on, but it's mostly concerning Noah and the flood. It's too much to go into on there, guys. Just way too much. Now this is the language, the Phoenician language, and what they do tell you is the similarities in all of it. Now think of Latin, guys. Yeah, now Latin is the language that is used by the Vatican and all of their weirdness, but it's a Latin that's, the language is extinct. No peoples that use Latin anymore like they did, like the Romans. Okay, the reason no one is using Latin is because they're all dead. Okay, they're all dead. So yeah, it goes into Sanskrit as well because it's sort of an Eastern philosophy, but they give you the English words and the old Sanskrit words here. So mother, Mara, mind, men, mankind, manvara. This is really interesting stuff for etymologists. Word venue. So it goes into other etymologies as well. This is the Mahabadi. I'm guessing this is Muhammadian from Iran. So father is fitter, end is antan, cause is cure or time, nai is unim. Okay, gull. Middle is mad, sky is cas, ignite, fire, agia. Oh, that sounds right. So they do other languages. It's absolutely brilliant. So what we got here, man, the clues are massive. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have a good read of all of this. Look at this, Maddock, Prince of Wales. Wow. apparently he had loads of boats and went off to America and took a shitload of people with him. Prince Maddock out of Wales, where I am now. Anyway, the Danes, Finns and Germans and Welshmen, I'm one of them, performed their migrations gradually to the southwest, so settling in all these states. New York, Pennsylvania, and fortified themselves, where the Tartars and the Samoyeds travelled by the slow degrees from Alaska on the Pacific and southeast, finally found them. And of course the Asian colonists probably exterminated the Malians who had penetrated along Ohio and its streams and drove them into caverns bound by the saltpeter explosives. Wow. Having achieved this conquest, the Tartars and their descendants have probably much harder task to perform. This is in America, guys, by the way. Ow. Oh, so exciting. This was subtle and more ferocious, warlike European colonists who had entrenched and fortified themselves in the country after the arrival of the Tartars, or Indians, as they are now called, in the particular parts they settled themselves in and built everything and reigned in the region of the Atlantic. So basically, like from Oregon, from Alaska, they came down all the east coast, like Seattle, Vancouver. We see all these Tartarian buildings here, guys. San Francisco. Yes. And they worked their way east, and they had some sort of battles going on with the Phoenicians after the flood. So the Tartarians in this book are definitely a player in it all, guys. Okay, so I'm guessing like one, maybe 2, 3 documents now that I've seen that this is the case, then I think it's safe to go with it. Okay, the Tartarians in these narratives are definitely in America. So I'm quite satisfied with that for now. Okay, evidence. Okay, what's that? Oh dear, there's more exterminations going on. See, there's a lot of ethnic cleansing going on. Yeah, the Iraqis were of the Tartar stock, so they've like been there years, the Tartars in America, and they got descendants, guys. So like, you know, how long ago was this? You know, after the flood, so 800 years ago. So like 800, you know, 800 years of Tartars. Okay, a lot of you. So, and I'm going to give you extra evidence that somebody's passed me through, and very unusual. I don't know what to make of it. King James Version Bible. Now remember, the King James Version brought in the English that we enjoy today so greatly. Fucking Britain, not. Everyone had regional dialects until this time. So me in South Wales, if I went over to Shropshire, you'd be like, huh? Why are you saying? Because we wouldn't, you know, we wouldn't have understood one another. Okay, so they say, according to the narrative, they brought in the King James Version Bible, introduced it into all parishes where you go to parish in a diocese, and learn the new way of speaking English, which everyone learns the same form, which came in really handy later on for spellcasting. Ugh. So yeah, I'm satisfied with that. So I hope you're all happy. Tartars in America, Phoenicians, old world, masses of info and word breakdowns for us all to play with. Okay, plenty of word breakdowns. Yeah, so probably a million clues in this, as I said. Phoenicians. Okay, so let's get on with some picturage and some other stuff. Now, crazy horses, wow, wow, crazy horses. Now, what we're looking at now, guys, is not crazy horses. Is this? This is a list of what you need wrong with you to be admitted into lunatic asylum in basically 1864 to 1889. Some of these are quite humorous. Some are damn right insane in their own right. So, intemperance and business trouble. So if you're going bankrupt and you're getting a bit cross about it, you can be administered into the nut house. Kicked in the head by a horse. Yeah, that'll do it. Hereditary predisposition. So that's like handed down nutcase family members. I know none of us have got that problem, have we? Ill treatment by husband, so that's an abusive husband kicking the shit out of you twice daily because he always being money. So that's just the old world mentality. That's very short-lived in the new era that's coming. Okay, all right. Imaginary female trouble. Oh, I'm 6 months pregnant. This pillow is getting over there. So that happens. Hysteria, that happens. People get hysterical. Immoral life. Can you be a bit more descriptive? Imprisonment. So imprisonment is enough to get you because you've been in jail, I suppose. Laziness. So if you're a lazy ass, okay, it's enough to get you in a nut house. So you just got to go to the door and say what seems to be the trouble. Oh, I'm lazy as fuck. You're in. Do you know what? There's so many on this list. It's just like, how many you got? There's a biggie coming up. It got basically penned around for me. Okay, I don't know what they're trying to say. Marriage of son. Yeah, or marriage of son. Not sure. Masturbation and syphilis. Why are they in the same category? Is this? I don't even know. Masturbation for 40 years. For 30 years. What, without stopping once? Yeah, that'll get you in. Okay. Medicine to prevent conception. So why the pill? They never had the pill. So what medicine? Oh, if you've been taking medicine to stop getting pregnant, you go in a nut house. Menstrual derangement. Oh dear, oh dear. That's enough to get you in the nut house. So that's like, 90% of females. No offense. That was a joke. Okay. Novel reading. So there's me. Okay. I'm definitely in this list. Novel reading is enough. What have you been doing? I've been reading fucking books. You're in. Opium habit. Well, that's a definite. Over action of the mind. Don't think too much. What have you been doing? I've just been thinking way too much. You're nuts getting. Okay. Overstudy of religion. Okay, that'll definitely make you fucking nuts. Overtaxing mental powers. Oh, I've been thinking way too much. That's the same as the other one. Parents were cousins. Julian banjo. What seems to be the trouble? My parents were related. That's so bad. Periodical fit. Yeah, I just had one of them. Right, tobacco and masturbation is a little bit different from my been masturbating for 30 years. This one is smoking and masturbation. So that's masturbating while smoking at the same time. Is enough. What seems to be the problem? Political excitement, politics, religious enthusiasm. Okay, I'm so enthusiastic. He'll be okay. Whatever. Fever and loss of lawsuit. Okay, I don't know what that is. Fits of desertion from husband. Okay, asthma. What seems to be a problem? Bad company. That'll definitely get you in. What seems to be the problem? I've been in bad company. Getting bad habits and political excitement. Bad whiskey. Bloody flux. Don't know what bloody flux is. Maybe you could tell me in comments. We're getting some good ones here. Dissolute habits. Don't know. Domestic affliction. That sounds like plate and ashtray throwing, which could be lethal. Okay, don't do that. Okay. Domestic trouble, that's like the above. Dropsy, is that when you just keep dropping shit? Huh? Egotism, that's a definite. What seems to be the problem? Why, who the fuck are you to ask me? You're in. Epileptic fits was enough to get you in. Excessive sexual abuse. What, is that different from the masturbation? Wow, I don't know what that is. Excessive sexual abuse, okay. excitement as officer. Yeah, I'm a copper, I'm a police officer. I'll show you now. What seems to be the problem? Yeah, I'm really excited because I'm a police officer. So don't take offence by that. Or a gate. So that was an excited officer. Exposure to hereditary. Okay, exposure to quackery. So that's going to the doctors. These pills will make you better. And they might make you completely nuts. But you know, I'm earning money, so what the hey. Exposure in army. Yeah, that'll make you nuts. Fever and jealousy. Yeah. What seems to be the problem? I'm jealous getting. Fighting fire? Yeah, I guess so. All them crispy body. Suppressed masturbation. That's the other end of the spectrum, isn't it? Suppression of menses. The war. Time of life. What seems to be the problem? It's my time of life. Getting. Uterine derangement. Venereal accesses. Riddle. Vicious vices, women trouble. No, yeah, I'm guessing this is on. Oh no, is this something else? Like men go in there. Is what seems to be the problem? I got women trouble. Get in. Well, fuck me, they'd be full, wouldn't they? Superstition. Yeah, Stevie Wonder told you, don't even bother. The way this place works, that's fucking mental stuff. Okay, don't even bother. Okay. Shooting of daughter. What seems to be the problem? I shot my daughter. Yeah, that'll do it. Get in. Smallpox. Yeah. I want to come infect the entire population of your incredibly large mental institution. What have you got? Smallpox. That'll do. Get in. Snuff eating for 2 years. Are you supposed to stick it up your nose? Spinal irritation. I don't know what that is. Got itchy back. So you can go in for an itchy back. Gathering in the head. Oh, I've got a terrible gathering in my head. What's that? A gathering of thoughts? Anybody? Greediness. That'll get you in. Grief. That'll definitely get you in. Gunshot wound. What seems to be the problem? I've been shot in the face with a double barrel shotgun. Not feeling too well. That'll get you in. Hard study. I've been working so hard lately. You're nuts. Get in. Rumour of husband murder. Mabel told me my Eric been shot dead and he's murdered. Get in, you nutty. So Salvation Army, all of them can definitely go in there. Scarlatina, don't know what that is. Seduction, and disappointment. I'm not sure if that's enough to get you in. Self-abuse. What is that? That could be pain and stuff. Sexual abuse and stimulants. Okay, that is definitely going to get you in there. False confinement. Feebleness of intellect. What seems to be the trouble? I don't even know. You're in. Fell from a horse in war. Female disease. Disposition of nerves. So all of them, a bit suspect, a bit comical, nevertheless. Okay, novel reading, that'll get you in the nut house between 1864 and 1889. So that fits most of the population, don't you think? Yeah, no. We're moving on. So there is another Ararat, just back to what I should have showed you earlier, and it's in Pennsylvania. It's there, and it's on the end of a mountain range. It's between two lakes. It could be that anyway. Okay, we're moving on. Bing. This is interesting. So what we looked at so far is Noah and Noah. Flooded Constantinople, Fasces weapons, and America, Tartars, and Phoenicians. Knock yourself out with that book. Now, that's some thoughts, guys. Okay, more decodes of antiquity. Now, in all of these ancient depictions we check out of Phoenicians or so-called Romans going through arches in a procession because they've just been off conquesting. They do this every single time. In fact, you can't really go into your city, like the Arc de Triomphe or whatever arch, unless you go through their arch, which is a big arch and two smaller arches. Not only that, what you find with these arches, it seems to be offices. In fact, there seem to be rooms inside some of them, and they have this strange sort of acoustic setup in the loft in here, if I can show you, which looks like soundproofing. You get them in all of them. Okay, this is the Constantine arch in Rome. You can see it in Piranesi art, half buried. So they come in with their sound weapons. We've seen this with sound waves coming out, and the menorah, which you think is also technology. So they come in, and they come in through an arch. Okay, an arch seems to be important. Why the Arch of Triumph? Why the Arch of Triumph? Why do they have to go? Is there more going on with an arch? Let's have a look. I've downloaded that image for later. Okay, it's a necessity after victory and conquest to go through an arch. Now, thinking on terms of what I've just been talking about with electromagnetic technology, as you can see, there's windows in this and rooms like offices. Okay, nothing new under the sun, old world. Now, could these, considering they are identical, be magnets? Magnets. Could they have been magnetized? Could they have in fact been the case that after you've been out battling and your armor, or you in particular, are covered in electromagnetics, and you're going to make everything sort of stick to you if you walk through the gates or cause problems, could this thing just demagnetize you? They all have rooms in them, you see. I think of them as offices. Now, more, could they be decontamination after the use of something else on the battlefield? These are crossing points. Now, what I'm thinking as well is, in the modern day, something else that looks exactly like a Roman arch is a airport x-ray scan. In your world, nothing new under the sun. What if you were coming in through these arches carrying something? Couldn't they be x-ray machines? The arches, very much the same. And we can see what's inside this armor, or this person. Okay? Or are they magnets? Any thoughts? Okay, because there could be a number of things, but they are very significant. You have to go through one after you've been in victory. They got rooms in them, so they're like offices. Something else going on. They could be magnets demagnetizing. They could be for decontamination. They could be just like, you know, basically airport checkpoint with x-rays, etc. But they're not there just for nothing. Okay, they are part of this story, and I think that's what it is in mind. Okay, so Chronica. Now, this is a chronicle of the old world from early period, Chronica, like 1400s, and it shows you the world as it was. Okay, but I think there might be clues that it's actually America, is what I think. All of these place names in America are repeated in Europe. Could it be the other way around? So this is apparently the birth of Adam. She's like burst out of Adam's side, or his rib. Okay. Atom, Eve. Was Lilith there at the garden with Adam and Eve? So this woman, okay, in a Chronica, she's had a load of sproggage. She's breastfeeding. And he's digging away something there. So I can't really read the text, but it basically goes into after Noah, after Adam, and it goes up to the flood, and it shows you that. So it's all of the family trees, Enoch. But the thing is they're all in the Middle Ages. They're all in set. All of the biblical characters in this are set in Middle Ages clothes. Nothing to do with the Bible era whatsoever. In a dead language. Panpipes. More going on with the panpipes. More going on with pan. That's another word I've been looking into as well. Pan. Pandemonium. 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 Pandemic. So there's Malak, or Malel. Jareth, that is. In Middle Ages clothes. Enoch's in Middle Ages clothes. Lamech. So, it gives you the world after the floodage, post-diluvian age. Japhet, Shem, I'm guessing that's Shem. The wind's blowing in. and the world following a deluge, all looking a lot different. Which in my mind wasn't that long ago. Look at this. India isn't even connected to mainland Europe. You could have sailed straight through. This is not Ceylon or Sri Lanka. This is India. It's just not connected. And look at that key going in there. Oh, it's just the way they write rivers. So yeah, many cluage. Caspian's there. Where's the Black Sea? The Caspian. I don't see no Black Sea. This must be it. No. Black Sea. Okay. So, interesting little mappage. It showed more cluage. I don't know what that mountain range is down there in the Nile. But what you see in ancient depictions is Africa is full of temples, and palaces, and they're all gone. Just all go backwards. Look at him with that string thing. So you may recognize some of these characters from mythos or biblical era, but they're all in Middle Ages. Right, let's have a flick through. So here's Noah's gang. There's Noah. He's a giant. He's definitely a giant. What are they doing? Sham, Japhet and Sem. What are they doing? What's Sham doing? Is he nicking his shoes? They're lifting up his clothes while he's asleep. So Noah, who is giant, and according to later on in the narrative, we'll have a few more surprises concerning Noah, the American. Is it possible? I will show you later what I'm about to propose. So, Jerusalem, could be Constantinople, could be Moscow, could be Florence, could be a whole number of places, but it's not one. And this is the Temple of Solomon. Solomon, Phoenician, a magician, black magician. Sorry, that didn't clear. It's off the ark. And this is the walls of the ancient world to keep away floodwaters, because they're expecting it. They prepare. Nineveh, in ancient world, skyscrapers, mud all the way up to the gates. Look, it's all muddy inside, but it's a volatile time, so they're expecting it. And more of the Noah tree. Excuse me. Noah tree. Please share this out, peeps. It's great to be back. I'm going to come back and have a chat with you. I'm going to have some dome thoughts and other stuff in a minute. We've got quite a bit of time to go. Some epic stuff to come. And great pics of the day, etc. Some information and some thoughts. So, yeah, look at that, like a skyscraper, or, you know, like the New World. Like the Chrysler. So, so, all of this, in my mind, not long ago. Okay, I think we're a post-flood society, latter throes, before the new reset. I think the powers, that should not be. Bundle of sticks. And an angel with weaponage. So you literally fight an angel with another bundle of sticks. Very interesting. Again, the orb, which we think, the scepter as well, we think is electromagnetic weaponry. And the orb, which is definitely, that's Zoroasterism, the black magician, or the magician. We found out a lot of this technology, the alchemy, which is, you know, clue to everything in this place, definitely, was from the Tartars, and it's, according to Bailey, a contemporary of Benjamin Franklin. It was taken by the Phoenicians and corrupted through language and subtle changes, which are in full fruition now. It's total lockdown. We did have our window of opportunity in the past, guys, but I feel it might be, you know, with the lockdown of freedoms, say what we want. It's short-lived. I think we need to do something now. I've been saying it for quite some time. Why is Damascus looking like a Christian place with a Christian church? Isn't Damascus the oldest inhabited capital on earth? also on a flat plain, also in the desert, trees, the climate was completely different. They show you, you know, in the Tower of Babel by Hegel on the back wall in the back of me, you know, it's in countryside. So the Phoenician ships are quite advanced for the biblical era, as are the windmills, as this very modern looking, robotic looking machine gun turrety thing. In fact, all of it is. What the fuck? These cannon. What the hell is this? It's of the Ottomans. It's in Turkey. Well, that is one highly defended place. No star footage as such, but wow. They're cannons. And you've got the windmills. They can act as pumps, not only for grain, but pumps for pumping water off the land, as they did in Holland after St. Felix events. She's got two horns. That's why she's wearing that hat. You're looking at her going off, King H. Okay, so we will be having some brand new episodes of Queen and King Thumb. As I said, you know, they don't come out very often, but when they do, you know, it's YouTube gold. Okay, so we're going to hear a lot more from them. Okay. Along the way. You'll like that. No, you will, really. They're having their own series anyway. They've been thinking about it. Yeah, it's quite exciting. I'll tell you about it later. Yeah. Definitely. We like King and Queen Thumb. They're just epic. They're fucking best thing on YouTube. Anyway, that's just my head. Okay. So the burning bush, a guy hiding in a bush. Ooh, that wouldn't be very good in the modern day, would it? His name would be Russell. So what's he got there? Is he swinging a incense thing? I think there's more going on with them. I think they got you shit-faced in the past. I don't know though. Just to smell funny for spiritual purposes. So a floodage of an entire army. Okay, father something, freighter father. Murder. Ooh. Antiquitents. Wow, they are too. Look at this antiquitents, guys. So I think this is Moses when he got his tablet. Oh no, the devil's there as well. Holy shit. Why are they hiding in the tent? Who's giving Moses? Is this the 10 Commandments and some horn dude? Oh, I need to read Latin. But it's an extinct language and all dead. So, whatever. But that looks sinister. Highly. Oh. What we got here? Well, they built high to keep out the flood water. All the sticks were trees because of the flood water. Some have come back. They're giants. That's Moses with the horns, and the other guy is don't know. So Moses got them horns, yeah. A Phoenician sheep on an obelisk, and a load of people in medieval gear with horns. Again, dancing round some sort of maypole. Who knew? The menorah in this is sort of, well, it's on a checkerboard floor. I think it's a definite energy weapon. We'll talk about it in the Greatest Secret Never Told and the Holy Grail of our Flat Earth book. Right, these are too small to show. We're coming back. Oh no, too small to show. Abrahamic tree, is it? Oh, we're still on Noah. So Solomon. Check Solomon out. He's got an open scepter and a fucking mental happy hat. Let's have a little look. So yeah, I want to talk a little bit about happy hats. And look at this. 2 fish head. And possible variations for its technology. People do often ask about happy hats, but I think there's more going on. Like the top hat, for example, they tip the rim, don't they? So, and if you tip it upside down like they do, it becomes like a pot, like, you know, like a utensil for carrying stuff in. So he stabbed him in the back there. Okay, we're coming back. Fucking hell, what is that? Middle Ages. So you got, again, like a European thing, got theme, churches, technasmia, and these weird pyramid gun turrets. Wow. All in the Middle Ages, meant to be in the Bible days. Geneva. Wow. So I'm not seeing any star footage in these yet. Although I've got a book of star forts from 1500s to 1600s. They are definitely around at this period in other books. So I think there's a good bit of cluage there, but we're going to move on because of the lack of good big pictures. But they do give you some buildings. Oh yeah, that's right. So this looks like an English country home of the middle age of you know, 1700s, like Hampton Court and all that, but it's from 1500s, 1400s. It's just nuts. So where's all that stuff from now? Verona. Again, massive staff castlage going on, defensive to keep the floodwaters out. Okay, moving back. So I'll link that up, Chronica. Now, some curio. We talk about human bones, like, you know, being used for batteries, which they very possibly are. In the catacombs of Paris, 18.5 million people, or so they say. Skeletons are in the catacombs, and they are all over the world, or Christendom, not the world, Christendom, or whatever you want to call it, the plane. Same for Ghent Cathedral. Now they have the Ghent altarpiece at Ghent Cathedral. I've seen this cathedral. It's absolutely mental. It's beautiful. It's huge. It's just the best thing. But underneath it they found this. Okay, walls made of human bones discovered in Ghent Cathedral. Archaeologists working around the St. Bavo's Cathedral in Ghent have made a macabre discovery. Walls constructed entirely out of human bones. Walls of human bones. The find is unique in Belgium, a spokesman said. The archaeological team of Rupert van Woede in Bruges. The walls are mainly made of thigh and shin bones of adults. Between the walls and the spaces are filled with skulls, many of them shattered. Above that level, meanwhile, full human skeletons have been uncovered, so the graveyard must have still been in use for some time after the walls were built. Sinister. So we're going to show you some images now, and we're going to get onto some information, okay, concerning alternative history, etc., and connected with my last bit of talking. Constantinople. This city is late 1800s, and it's Constantinople, the most popular city in Europe, and it's incredible. So many millions, I don't know, 14 million, what have you. It's got the Hagia Sophia, other mosques. They've been there since the Byzantine era, from when it was Byzantine. You've got the Bosphorus coming through. It's the main seaway through to Asia. Okay, this is the Dardanelles. It's highly important. But what you find is this, as was with the Hagia Sophia, at some time in the past it was Christian and not just Muslim. And what we find here is Christian churches in Istanbul. In the late 1800s, this place is incredibly well developed, as I will show you. So I've been anchored here. I've actually got a photograph of this. A bit further down by the ferry for Üsküdar, down by here. I was docked at anchor. So yeah, it's an amazing city, is Istanbul, for its size, but yeah, completely destroyed 300 years prior to this. Check these out for photos, but look at the buildings of the Turks or the Ottomans or the Byzantines, and you get these massive forts as well around Istanbul. It's very well defended, as you probably know by the Gallipoli campaign and Moskage. Not too many ships in that day compared to now. You know, we had to wait ages to get a berth in, a bit more like that. There's a different bridge here now. This is the other side of Üsküdar, which was Skrati. I pronounced that wrong in the past. Skratari in the past. and Istanbul side. So I've been in there. I had a dream about that place. Some guy outside, like an Arab guy, pulled me and said he was going to tell me the true shape of this place, and he went off into the crowd and I lost him. I was quite like disturbed by it. I was like, fucking find him, he was just going to tell me about it, what it is. I lost him, but it matters not now. The ladders, guys, the ladders. But wow, a metropolis, a Phoenician port wiped out by Fasces attacks and later events as well. She manages to survive 2 great wars in situ. Look at these buildings, they look so Tartarian. See them, guys? Not too many high rises, not like San Francisco at this period. Tartarian looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-story maybe. Sorry I can't mag in anymore. That ship looks weird. In the background looks like it's got Zazzle on all that stuff to make it non-seeable. But that can't be the case. It's too early for him. Greco-Romano temple looking thing. So, Istanbul. Incredibly interesting place. Doesn't seem to be anyone in this street. It's all quiet. Look at this, not a modern block of flats. I wonder when that was built. This is the 1800s. Okay. And that is them. So I can pass these to you. There's many more of these great photographic journals. This one's interesting for Venice, which I'll be going to next month. I'll talk a little bit about the convention in Italy upcoming in only a short period of time, 4 weeks this week. Okay. The Tartarian Flat Earthers Convention. Okay, there's many people going. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be for early summer the place to be. Okay, in the realm. Venice. Showed you in lead atlases over the years. This place is just mental. You know, it's the hub of the Phoenicians. They full smacked out with antiquitech. You know, we see this over again. But in these photographs, there's seriously no people. There's one guy who's posing for the photograph over this weird water feature, and there's something going on with the water. They didn't drink water, apparently. It was contaminated after the events. Maybe the wells were full. Who knows? But they weren't drinking the water for some time. They were drinking, according to the official narrative, beer. Or little beer, or mead. Okay, the little beer was for children, and mead was for adults, and the beer was for adults. Okay, the water was something wrong with it. I think gas is still a big player in my mind, but look at this. What are all these giant lintels of wood needed for? No people around giant lintels of wood, one bloke. There should be a few people there. I appreciate it could be early in the morning, but looking at that shadow, it's quite high, isn't it, to be able to rise above that building? Yeah? Highly suspicious, all of it. So, the Rialto, I've seen all this smashed and flooded in the past. They got bunco booths, and no gondolas, and not a sausage, nobody there. It's like the photographs of either somewhere else, in another place, at another time, or we're looking further back, or something else weirder, more exotic. One man in a gondola, he's not dressed in his gondola suit, he is, the other guy. So 2 gondolas, maybe a few more down there. It's not like a Caravaggio painting, is it? And sweet nobody at fucking home. Nothing there. That's nice. Greco-Romano temple thing going on. So yeah, I feel it was probably definitely always flooded. I was thinking it might be above land, but I think the Phoenicians need the water because of the way they, you know, they're people of the sea, not people, of their watery wickedness. How very fucking dare they? What a fucking liberty, anyway. So if you build it high to avoid the flood waters, sweep your highness. Anyway, more photographs. This is of mud flooders, etc. And there's something big going on with opera houses. They were definitely not always for opera. Okay, there was something always going on with them. There's too much tech involved. I feel these things, opera houses, lyceums, theatres in your world were something else. So we got 2 people there, and somebody's just left a barrel or whatever, and there's nobody about in these pictures again. But the sublimest architecture. But I will link in all these up to you, don't worry. So I really don't know what's illuminating it, or if it's even a model. It's like they're just Westworld cities waiting to be inhabited by populations, which we've been thinking quite a bit about as well, is the populations, the introduced populations. What about the bricks? Well, this church cathedral has like this strange tile thing going on outside, doesn't it, in Vienna? Well, we think these are like outside conduits for this cathedral, this church machine. Okay, you always find buildings coupled up to it in the old world, but not in the modern day. So what about bricks? Okay, now bricks, we think we can found evidence that they put human blood in them, also human bones in China. That's why the elites drink out of them, for their vibrational evil. But also kilns for making bricks is the word. Basically kiln is kiln. It's kiln, guys. Have a look at it. It's Kilm. Kiln. So kiln is a kiln. Brick, what words sound like brick? Trick. Sick. So what about the word mesmerize? Mesmerize. So that's mes, water, rise, men rise from the water, ice. See men rise from the water is mesmerize, guys. Yeah. We've got some important breakdowns coming. So it's been a bit weird. Okay, I've heard from a lot of you people out there, you know, who's contacted me, you know, thinking about these heavy energies that we're having to suffer at the moment, and me not really being about because I've got shit going down with these fuckers. So check that out. Altar. You go in the altar, or in the altar to alter. It alters you. That's why it's called an altar. You don't want to know what's underneath them either. So there, another one in Venice. You got the pyramid, which is the ark, and they're all going in it. But they have this. This is a fallen angel. I'll show you. I've found some beautiful, absolutely sublime sculptures. How they do it, I do not know. Fallen angels in stone. Someone disabled's going in. Garlands of flowers. Archage, because it's very well a pyramid, as I've covered on my vlogs, on my channel, and in the book, The Holy Grail of our Flat Earth. So the Phoenicians, we can identify a lot of these now, and what has been going on. This tale has been ongoing, or this unraveling and decoding has been ongoing for a number of months, maybe 2 years now, and we've come a long way. If people have just joined in, you're in for a big treat this year. If you follow Flat Earth British and associated channels, your life will change in ways that you never even thought possible. Okay? Show you that. Check that out, guys. He's got a globe, celestial. Wow. Why are these Phoenicians so fucking vain and ostentatious? Check it out. We got a Bacchus. Is this a chair? It's just a plaque with Phoenicians. They're always really sort of misshapen and either overly muscly in a way that people aren't. Look at this. It's really weird. That's because they're not from here. Well, we got here a plate or a shield. Hazard a guess where the Phoenicians come from? I think they might have broken through the dome in the last flood. We'll talk about the dome now in a minute. Come back on camera before I present the rest. This could be a 2-hour vlog, but it doesn't matter because I haven't seen you in a long while, and we got some to get through. Please share this video out anyway, guys, if you can. Get some peeps over. So we got some armorage. Armor. So armor is love. So why is armor called love? eh? So yeah, highly decorated, possibly with more going on with the chainmail's electromagnetic protection. Holy shit, there's a cog on that. Look at this. So want to talk a little bit about these and aspects of happy hats. And what we're thinking is going on, coming up to Pics of the day. Okay, extended thoughtage. Okay, so there seems to be another sea peoples as well as the Phoenicians called the Pomeranians. They had sea monsters and they were marine demons, and they come up in many narratives I've been reading about, and apparently they precede all of this. So we need to find out more about these sea peoples. There seems to be more sea peoples going on. Ooh, I love a good flintlock. Oh, I love a good flintlock. More flintlockage, but why so ornate? Absolutely beautiful. Lock, stock, and smooth smoking barrels value, I bet. Crystal. Lead crystal, no doubt. Just vibrational quality. Tanker, vase. Look at the detail. You know, just the quality and the effort in these pieces for antiquity. Oh, Ovid's narrative and a nice Bernini. She's changing into plant form. So I've covered Ovid. If you don't know about it, it's on my channel. Plenty of narratives about Ovid and what to think about it all. This Roman poet, whoever he is, a Roman poet. So that's that book. I'm going to pass it to you. Very nice indeed. And we got one more. I'm not going to go through too much, which shows Rome mud flooded and the Colosseum. Remember what I said about the arch? You're coming in, you've just conquered wherever. Okay, that's a pencil drawing, but this is a clock. See, they got active fountains, but no one there. And the star fort, that is the Vatican. They need a star fort to protect themselves because they're men of the cloth and they like care, spreading love and truth. So all of this is still wrecked next to the Colosseum, like nothing's changed really. But in the foreground you can see modern tower blocks. You see that? But this piece of shit building opposite something like supposed to be one of the 7 wonders of the world. Where's the one of the 7 wonders of the world fucking coffee shop then on the corner? There's the Tigers. Remember, this city was completely destroyed 1609. Oh, that's nice. With the obelisk. Phoenician. Star Fort at Monte Angelo. Can't remember the name of that. And there's no photograph. Monte Angelo. Fort Angelo. And a Phoenician waterfall. That looks really modern. That looks really massive. Look at the size of the people. The fences over their heads. This is Rome. Still there, still standing. Victorian photographs. Not many people about, as you'd expect. Because it's basically, there's just not. Spanish steps. So yeah, I'll pass them to you. They're rather beautiful. Now, news and other items included. And then we're going to have a think about domage, like I suggested. So, apparently, okay, now it's been a busy week on the flat earth. In fact, most of attention in the world is on flat earth at the moment. I've got people talking about it everywhere. I see people everywhere talking about it. So, apparently, if it's true, reservations to Mad Mike and all that, but like, if you watch my channel, I've never wanted to be associated with anything to do with this insanity since the very fucking beginning. Okay, guys? Obviously, it's them or what have you. So anyway, whether you want to take like a blob of what could be a man falling from the sky as evidence is, I don't know. If it's true, it's true. I'm very sorry for his family and everything else, but come on, guys. Last week on Mark Sargent, literally, right, he's on this morning, I'll show you in a minute. Fucking brilliant minds, guys, because there's 18.5 million watching now, because Philip Schofield came out gay 2 days before, so everybody's watching, yeah? Give them 15 minutes. They start it with, here's the azimuthal, here's the globe, this is Phyllis Schofield, but we have another idea. Guys, if I hadn't saw an azimuthal equidistant, I would never have been a flat earther. That was like, ka-ching, ka-ching, ice. How many people sat there and done that? So, in my mind, using their biggest shows in British television, and now there's some sort of rollout, and everything else, but in my mind, the war's been won and they got a fucking choice. It's my thoughts. Okay, I could be completely wrong. I haven't asked no one or talked to anyone. I don't know what anyone else is thinking about it. But in my mind, since the beginning, I thought, you know, the price, the money they fucking gathered for the sticker on the fucking thing. Were you there for that lot, guys, with APS? Do you see all that going down? It's just all of it. Come on. So now he's dead. He's dead. Okay. There is an aspect that he could be dead because he lives in this house in the country. Not like we're all visiting him in the desert or anything. But, you know, he could set up somewhere else, couldn't he? What have you? It's not like we're all in contact and he's one of the gang, is it? So, yeah. It goes up. The parachute is fucked. That falls out first. No. I can't see him risking his life with a dodgy pack parachute. And he falls to the ground like a bullet. Right. So it's all over the world news. Like, mad flat earther. There he is. Mad flat earther tries to fly his rocket. Like, obviously he's never going to get anywhere. It's not really showing it in that. Obviously he's not going to get anywhere up to domage because he's a steam powered fucking rocket. Okay. But he falls to the ground like a rock, and there's a cameraman stood there. Alright, he does put his head down as if to say, oh fucking hell, this is really bad. But the same token, like, he didn't get up and run. In fact, no one does. And they're screaming in the background, like, but it ain't. It's like almost cheering. So, first thing to fail is the parachute. I ain't buying that. Okay, that's something seriously wrong with that. That chute would have been pat right, guys. You know, that's you make sure you're not going up unless that fucking parachute is right. Right. So there he is, and he drops. You see him coming through the cloud now. There. So that's Mad Mike. His legs are really hurt. That's splat, but you know, mag up. Is that him? Or is that a man? Is that him? And then he, like a piece of, like dust, he just splat. Splat. Mad Mike splat. Splat Mike. So it's really shit, if it's true. If it's not, it's a roll up. So, he looks really bullety. But, so RIP, Mad Mike, if it's real. If it's not, eat my words, I'm sorry. Okay, but I don't know something about it. It's on fucking CNN for a start off. Anyway, convention upcoming. You excited? Tartaria. It's coming up. First ever Tartarian Convention in Italy next month in March. Okay, flat earth and historical revisionism, Tartaria, related speakers. Dave Murphy's going to be there. He's going to be talking about space, the imaginary frontier. Martin Liedtke, moi, is going to be talking about the holy grail of the flat earth. Actually, I think I'll bring things up to date and red pill them. People should know the terrifying truth, and the truth of it all is what I think, or what we know so far, which is quite a bit. Albino Gallipini is going to be doing the fake chronology. Okay, isn't it interesting that, you know, the Scaringer's castle's near it. Now I was looking into Scaringer, and it turns out Scaringer died in 1609. The very year of the flood of Rome. I think Scaringer was killed in the flood of Rome. I think everybody was. And they've linked up my video of Tartaria kindly on the site as well. You can find out all booking tickets, everything on this site. You can catch myself. And there are other people going that are not on this, which are really epic speakers, okay, which would be not on the list, but will be there and talking. Okay, so it's well worth a look. And if you want to hook up, there's other conventions happening as well. Talk about later. Along the ride. Onward. This is the hotel. It is pretty fucking fantastic, if I don't say myself. And it's only like a 50 quid a night thing for this sort of quality. So it's pretty lush. We've got a pool. It's going to be warm. It's going to be pretty nice. The hotel opens the 27th of March. You can get there for then. That's when I'll be there. And the convention's the 29th. Okay. Flat Earth Tartarian Convention in Italy next month. Hope to see you there. Now, Max Sargent's channel, okay, Sargy, who was on this morning last week with Horny Willoughby. I said, did Horny mention me much? So, yeah, kept pulling me aside and saying, do you know what, League of Flat British? It's a joke. So, yeah, it's a video. Don't really like Horny Willoughby, suspect anyway. So, International FE and Tartarian Convention, Italy. No, they might not have me on there. No, I said I wouldn't go on there anyway. They wouldn't have me on there anyway. March 29th, 2020. Okay, and it's situated up by Lake Garda. Okay, and it is quite beautiful. So that's by the lake. And the town nearby looks like that. And it has got a big, massive star footage. I'll link this, you can watch the old video properly. Lake Garda, Dave Murphy, Matt Liga, Galapini. There's more being there as well. And it's going to be in there. It's going to be a big do. And then we're hoping to go to Venice then and have a look around. Okay? Take some photos. Phoenician stuff for you all. Okay? Tartaria, Tartaria. So I hope to see you there, guys, and that's going to be upcoming. I'll be shouting it a bit coming up in the next month or so, obviously. Now, this is the channel that basically gave me the link for this translation. Great effort, thank you very much. And it's the channel Regaining the Balance. He's picked up 600 subs, but please give him a few more. This is excellent stuff. He's just done an Emerald Tablet supplement, which I've covered Emerald Tablet, got a brilliant copy of that. But he does a brilliant read and he's really good at it. Okay, he's got the narrator's voice. So check out Regaining the Balance. A valuable truth there to the whole thing. And I got a second channel, okay guys, and I've been posting because I've been around for 2 weeks, basically videos that are off my hacked channel from my main channel. Okay, spiritual war on Phoenician parasites, mind-blowing star forts built by the Phoenicians, found in an old document, 40,000 Tartars and resets going up a day ago, 4,400 views. So you've all been watching that. I had to put it up because I couldn't be there for Saturday, Flatterday. I just can't. I couldn't do it. All will be explained. Or not. So here's my mind-blowing mudflood website. Now, stick around, guys. Got images of the day and plenty more to come. It's going to be a long vlog today. Okay. Hope you've all enjoyed so far. There's been some killer information. We've had a little giggle. And now we're going to come up to images of the day. I want to thank you all, guys, anyway. The love that's been shown to me has been like, I'm not good with all that, if I'm honest. But, wow, it's just overpowering. I just can't even believe the amount of people. It's like, where are you? And worried sick, or my friends, you know, friends who I've grown to love, you know, in this ride. You know, this really lovely place, Flat Earth British, I've got to be honest. It's magical. And what we've achieved through love and not selfishness and being real, cleaning our acts up together, you know, looking for support and one another together, because no one outside fucking understands what's going on. Yeah, you know, all fucking just talking bollocks. They don't even know what they're saying and mean what they're saying. They don't even know what they mean. So we got that ongoing. I feel sorry for them, but you know, they can't see beyond the mind control. So this is what I got ongoing. I got a shop, not that I, you know, have anything to do with it, but I will shout it. I got a shop that is all 5 British products, and I've got the photo drop, which we'll have a look now. This is still under construction. Thanks Bex for everything. What If, which was a video that was published, you know, promoting my book, was put up a month or 2 ago, which was brilliant. One of the best videos that basically is on my site, on my channel. I love it, I love it. So what are people saying? What Martin found was earth-shattering and mind-blowing. Martin's work will be, have you ever questioned everything you know or thought you knew? Martin Liedtke is a leading light who puts his neck on the line for truth. And you can order the book here, or the book. Flat Earth, Holy Grail. Ah, Holy Grail. There, and the digital copy's got a Union Jack on it. Now, you can support me. I need support. I need help with trying to make. You know, basically, that's why I've been gone for 2 weeks. It's on a survival mechanism, because basically this doesn't do it. YouTube. Yeah, I'm trying my best. So you can support me through PayPal. I want to thank all of my patrons. I got a few patrons have picked up in the last week. I want to thank you all for that. I don't put videos on there because I've been told you can be copyrighted. It's just another reason to get your copyrighted and get your channel taken down. So, but you know, I do message over to you guys, Mary and all the rest of you guys. Thank you very, very much. Okay, but you can donate to this channel if you feel that you can help and support me. Now, mudflood Tartarians for permanent comets, Fasces, which we talked about. Okay, if you don't know about Fasces and you're new to this subject, in antiquity, the Etruscans and the Romans, they have these bundles of sticks, which we think they take into battle, which they show you in endless depictions. Okay, and the allegory or allegorical art. Okay, although they tell you the axe, you know, could be used as punishment, chop someone's head off. It has been in contention, but they look like nuclear rods. They look like the inside of a wire. They look like this thing here. The Fasces technology could be sound coming through pipes, like the pan pipes are actually sticks bundled together. And they're in the Senate building, and they have two opposing laurel leaves, two opposing Tauruses, to show you this is a charged implement. Honest or not so honest Abe in the memorial has his hands on two Fasces. You can think of it in their official narrative, but we've looked into this for quite some time. We've reversed engineered it. We see it as an energy weapon. Yeah, in the Outer War Sung Tzu, they show you a weapon which looks very, very much, although it's probably a projectile, it does show you that it has Fasces attributations, also pipes bundled together for a multiple cannon. Also, George Washington has a massive, huge metal-looking Fasces, which looks very, very much like a Gatling gun. And they crossed the swords on the Fasces to show you this active, that it magnetized becomes electric. Okay, electromagnetic. These are magnets, strips of magnets bound together to make a magnetron of sorts, which can give immense power. Here's a procession in Spain where they show you the inside of the Fasces, and very, very much in looking like an electromagnetic weapon. Remember, nothing new under the sun, and the elites love to put everything in plain sight. So you have two Fasces, two opposing Tauruses either side of the Senate chair. Fasces can also be a column with the Phoenicians all over it. Okay, the columns hark back to that time, which they're still using. You've all seen Australia recently, haven't you, with its fires? Have you seen California? Yeah, I know. And sound can also be used for making weather. Organ technology, Wilhelm Reich technology, all talked about in the book. Portals. In my mind, I'm thinking along the lines of, I suppose, hyperdimensional physics, whatever you want to call it, but I'm thinking that there is a portal, there's portals somewhere. I think they probably got maps for them, just like the books tell us, or the many decodes that we've done. So these are coming up from the ashes, and there's the water, the Phoenicians. I'm guessing this is Hermes, he's got the Casus, she's got some sort of tool there. This is Concordia, and coming up from the water. But look at the pattern in the portal, somatic pattern, the portals. So that's the idea behind Fasces, in case you didn't know. Okay, excuse me. Okay, it's coming to 5 o'clock, so these are star forts, shapes, antiquitech, technasmia, giants, maps, airships, words, science, world fairs, resets, architecture, art, fireplaces, aquatech, weather, resources, which is basically a load of maps, books, 15,000 Vatican archive releases, you name it, all in there for you to enjoy. This is my son's site. He does alchemy and basically making money out of rubbish from computers, but it's gold and alchemy methods from Welsh dragon metals. Okay, so that's what we're up to. Now, images of the day. This is a fallen angel. It's in a museum in Brooklyn, New York, and it's that same seamless marble that we've seen on that other one in Vienna, but a fallen angel. What's with the fallen angels, guys? Okay. And this old building I found very interesting. Apart from this, yeah, going on the Antiquitech, the height of there, it seems to be a flood prevention. It's like in a quay. Got ways in underneath, so I'm guessing this is water, so you can go in underneath. Maybe these are sluice gates, but the whole thing is like a quay. Star footage, stitch here as well. Incredible building, full on Antiquitech. So this is in Aloha because it seems that there's Tartaria in Hawaii, guys. There's mud flooders everywhere. One of my subs from Hawaii, thank you for that, showed me mud flooders in Hawaii, and it seems like Tartaria is indeed there as well. There it is in the old days, with Antiquitech going on. So Hawaii also. So this is a mud flooder from Starfort somebody sent in. I found on my Facebook. There's plenty of good stuff on my Facebook. So it's Starfort this year on this corner, somewhere in Russia. I can't tell you what that says. Okay. And there's the Starfort. There's a break here. It says A and Z. Okay. And it's here. So we have mud flood all the way up to halfway to the top of this church, and the mud has come in later. It's all sort of subsided, so that's the mud flood, and red brick and everything down there under the mud, all associated with this Starfort here. So this is here, and this is this, and that's all you can see of it. There is a buried mud flooded Starfort. And more thoughts on bunko booths somebody sent me in. Excuse me. Oh shit. Okay, that was old kiosk with a rounded door. Okay, let's have a look at that. Can't really do that with that. A rounded door. So concrete topped of underground tunnel. So they're thinking maybe that there's tunnels going all the way up into the bunko booth with a rounded door. What about the air thing on top? This could be a way down in the bunkers. You know, it's all about the tunnels, guys. They're getting ready. They're getting ready. They've been all along. They always prepare. They're prepared. They don't prepare the people. Don't give a shit about us. We're here to be terrorised by our government, brutalised, poisoned. We got a constant attack on our senses, spiritual attack. They don't want you waking up. They don't want you finding out who the fucking real power is. Power is with the people, with us. The I, as it is. Ta ta ta. It's us, guys. Okay. They don't want us to know this. Okay. Huge codes being cracked. Everything changing. The whole paradigm being understood. It's sick. It's got motive. Elements of they're trying to be cruel to be kind. They're being cruel to be kind, or tough love. But at the end of the day, why don't we get a say in any of it? Eh? Why are they making all the decisions, all the shots with all of humanity? Why? Because of their blood group? Or is there something more? They use us because of us, our spirits, our soul. Yeah, it's a spiritual connection. It's our energetic energy. Yeah, they use us like spiritual vampires. Yeah, they want you down. They want that negative energy. God, they love it. It's like nectar to them. We're not to give them it, guys. That's them winning. Okay, recognize it. Think, fuck you. Don't give it to them. Okay, they want us to be terrorized. They want us down. They want us shit scared of it. We're gonna kill you, or we're gonna put you on the street. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're doing it to many people, guys, me included. They want you scared, in fear, down. Look at this. So sorry to skip through it so quick. I was actually just talking away there. Let's flick back through them, see what we got here. Very sorry. So these are from another photographic book, old churches. churches. In Basel, that one I think it says. Freisberg. Sorry, they're really small and grainy. I wanted to show you this further up. Look at that though. Just for a window arch. Ooh, what's all that? Not really sure. Is that a man with a pointy face? With a holding a stone? God, I'm thirsty. God, I'm thirsty. Don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on. It looks like a dog face guy looking around a pillar to me. Let me know what you think. So, really couldn't say, but they're scared of this guy who's got flaming brightness because he got a scepter in his hand. Just like a taser, I think, in some cases. Shut up, zzz, sort of thing going down. What about this? I've seen this in many depictions. It's like for giants or something. Is this a wine vault for the royals? Yeah, with an entire gantry on top. It's in black and white photographs. You can see it. You got the Masonic compass on the wall. What is in there? What is in there? A royal. A giant king. Maybe it's not just for giants wine. If it is, it's a big vault. Vat. Okay, let's move on. Don't know who he is. Big beardy dude. Viking Age. Okay. Old castles. What about this one? Sloping. This building is like 90 degrees. Oh, not 90 degrees, but leaning over. Or is it straight and the road makes it look like it's leaning over? They're straight, the trees. No, the whole building's leaning over. It's got mud flooded or liquefaction. Ooh. Oh. Whistle there. So, that's nice. Very, very decorated. Seashells, Phoenicians. Always a watery theme. Just check this window out. Victorian. So, not much crewage in them. Let's move on. Let's move on. Now, there was a clue in this. I posted these a couple of weeks ago. It was a set of photographs concerning this squad who went around murdering everyone in Stalin's purges, 1930s, yeah, 1932, 31. Right? It actually says these are the White Army. The White Army. So, what's going on? Is there a Mandela effect? The Red Army in this are a White Army. Maybe the White Army were a regiment of the White Russians. Who knows? They went around ethnic cleansing. I can't even tell you. But that's what it says, guys. The White Army. It's really, really odd. So that's it on there. Right, images. Okay, images, peeps. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to have a chat with you all. So these showed up, okay? Somebody sent me these from King James Bible. Absolutely mental. Absolutely brilliant. Could it be that everyone on this plane at some stage, maybe there was no night, maybe the sun constantly shone, maybe the night is a new thing, maybe we never needed clothes. They want us to have clothes. They introduced the fashions, etc. Because it was so warm, maybe, or you know, like really nice climate for all, which is what's shown in all of these depictions of the Middle Ages. The New Testament of Yahweh, the Messiah, King James Version, okay, illustrated. What stuff does it show in an illustrated version of the King James Bible? Okay, I see they know where we live. First you get Adam, son of God. Adam, son of God, okay, first man, is a black man. Could it be that this place was populated by black people, nice brown people, like myself? What do you think? Adam, the son of God, and like later, like when the Phoenicians banged through the ceiling and infiltrated and like sort of, you know, mated and what have you, maybe breeding programs, everything changed, but who knows? Black Adam is so smart that he's named everything that Almighty God, Yahweh, created. So he's named everything. That's a stone, it looks like a stone. That's a tree, because it looks like a tree. That's a bowl of geraniums. So the beast and Eve in the garden. Okay, so we got a beast that looks like a lizard being, and he's strangling Eve, who's a hot black woman in the photograph, and he's white, and he's a Phoenician or a lizard, and he's strangling her, guys. He's strangling her. Okay, in this book. Also, looks like Noah may have been a bit of a boy, you know. White Cain and his half brother Abel. Cain was the son of Eve, and the serpent, also called the devil, in the book of Revelation, or Revelation 12:9. Cain was jealous because God, Yahweh, respected Abel's offerings, or something. So, Cain is a hairy white giant, really fucking hairy, like a yeti. And Cain is half brother, because Noah's been at it with somebody else, is a black man, and he gets killed. Okay, so I don't know why they got UFOs in this, but I've seen them myself, so I'll go with them. But they're not from obviously space, because space is not there, it's water. They're from out that way. That way could be infinitely big. There must be loads of stuff going on out there. So Adam and Eve, they got expelled from the garden because of that fucking lizard. Adam and Eve rebelled against the servant of God, Yahweh, by breaking his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments. So there's like, now we're not having any of that Phoenician bullshit, we're off. Yeah. So I don't know what the UFO's doing there though. So what else we got? White Cain commits his first murder, because he's been a bit of a murderer. Cain's like bushy eyebrows, man, massively hairy. Then nobody looks like that. He bashed Cain's head in. That will have repercussions through time forever. So Noah, he had a boat apparently. Trees are all alright. And he's a black man. So not only is Noah possibly an American, Noah is a giant, the only good one apparently, but he's a bit of a philanderer and he likes to get drunk. He's had a spell cast on him from Ham, so he doesn't get drunk and go philandering anymore. Apart from that, he's a black man. We've learnt a lot in the last couple of weeks. Black Noah and the Ark of Salvation. Noah was perfect and walked with God. Noah warned his people for 120 years that God, Yahweh, would destroy them with water for their wickedness, and the people rejected Noah's message. Okay, so yeah, whatever sort of thing going on. But am I bothered? But am I? Look at my face. Am I bothered though? Am I bothered? Am I bothered? We're gonna he's gonna flood. But am I bothered? Yeah, you fucking should be. Abraham's wives were black. He had two wives going on. Abraham. Okay, I'm guessing he made that rule up for himself. The word Egyptian means black and the land of Canaan. The word Egyptian means black and the land of Canaan. Okay. In Africa, Halmar's son, excuse me, let's blow that up a bit, it's a bit, ooh. Hagar's son, I can't see that, is the father of the Arabs. Sarah's son, Isaac, was the father of Jacob, the blessed seed, I guess, or blessed seed. So this is interesting. It's cool. Abraham commended to offer Isaac. So Abraham is also black. It's really cool, isn't it? Oh, Phoenicians moved in. Captivity of Judah. The tribe of Judah is black and brought into bondage into America for the 400 years. So I'm guessing this is in that period I just talked about. Okay, so captive, robbing them of their riches. They could do this to any civilization. I think they have, everyone, over and over again. So what we got? You got Vikings, Phoenicians, weird freaky baby thing going on. That says America. And we have Isaiah causing a Gazia and his seed leprosy. The white man is under a divine curse forever. His colour is that of a leper of disease. Right, so we got leprosy. The leprosy, therefore, of Naaman shall cleave unto thee. Okay, whatever. Ugh. What about this one? Black Samson slays 1,000 white Philistines. Isn't that an interesting word? PH, Philistine, Phoenicians. The Philistines, Phoenicians. Got the same beginning, haven't they? PH seems to be showing up and be really significant in all of this for some reason. Like phonetics. So he's got like, is that dreads? Sorted. He's got big massive dreads going on. And Samson got his dreads cut off by Delilah. She worked out he had his strength in his hair, like she drugs him up, and I don't know if that's the reality, but she cut his hair anyway. So Samson got into trouble because he took a strange wife whose people ruled over us. Judas is in. Samson was denied access to his wife and burned the Philistines' corn, who had sought to kill him. The Spirit of Yahweh called Almighty upon Samson, and he killed 1,000 men with the jaw of an ass. Samson killed 1,000 people. Wow. Philistines. So what we got going on here? So he's got his hand behind his back. Ruth, and the great-grandmother of King David. Ruth of the Moabites, married into 2 Hebrew Israelite families. Her great-grandson David established a ruling dynasty in Israel, through whom those lineages, Yahweh and Messiah, is soon born. The Book of Ruth. This is so fucking good. I'm having a really good time. Black Samson and Delilah. So Delilah, she looks troublesome, mind. And he's got like luggage going on, and she's like, that is coming off. So Black Samson wife Delilah, okay, our God Yahweh commanded us to separate ourselves from the strange wives. Samson's parents were against mixing with other nations, or were they now? Samson fell into love with strange Delilah. Ah, I love you. Strange Delilah. Her rules told her to gain Samson's confidence, to tell her a secret of his strength. Delilah, oh God, tell him nothing, mate. Delilah did the most evil for money and her race. The result was Samson was captured, tortured, and he lost his life, and they chopped his hair off. Doesn't seem fair somehow, does it? So who's this dude? Solomon, who's got, you know, the Star of David on. Okay, he's big on magic. I am black. Song of Solomon, I am black. So this is an interesting take on history. I'm having such a good time. What else is here? Daniel interprets the king's dream, and he is a mighty big, giantish black dude. So we got a lizard going on, the little green horn, symbol of the Pope. The 4th beast in Daniel's version, Rome, is described as dreadful and terrible, exceedingly strong, using iron teeth, weapons of whatever that is, Rome, to destroy the black nations of this earth. Metal teeth. Metal teeth. Ooh, fucking hell, it's John Boy as well. Is this actually a real version of the Bible, guys? I'm really, you know, it's pretty fucking brilliant. Just don't know what's going on. So he's got cities on his head, this lizard, or rockets-y things, towers. The 4th beast of Daniel. The 4th beast, the symbol of Rome. No addition of hooves, heads, horns, wings, scales, teeth, and nails to any beast found in nature can begin to illustrate the evil powers of white Rome and the evil white nations of today which grow out of her. The white race of today is beyond evil comparison. This beast comprehends to the 4th version. So yeah. Now this one, don't give me trouble in my comments. This is like, I'm just reading out historical context. Obviously I'm like just biased in all of this at the moment, but I'm really loving it because it's pretty funky. But Jesus, he's a black dude, and he got hung from a tree, so there's no ship involved in this. There's definitely no cross, because there won't be, because we know what that is. There's nothing to do with religion. Roo. Jesus, there's no J, is us, hung from a tree, not a cross. Once again, we catch a dumb dog preaches in a life. They taught us that Yahweh, the Messiah Jesus, was hung from a cross. But the Bible says he was slain and hung from a tree. Acts 5:30. Jesus equals Jesus. The black man of America is hanging from a tree. So we've got Noah as an American, the Ark happened in America, Ara in America, and apparently Jesus happened in America. Maybe the rest was underwater. America, a hateful bird of prey. So America has a nasty ass bird of prey. Oh God, look at that. Okay. For who whatsoever to case of the so-called black man in America is there a will of eagles gathering together in Matthew, so that's what we got there. Cries a mighty and strong voice, slay in Babylon, America, the great is fallen, and is becoming the inhabitation of devils, and hold every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird of people. So the American, the Phoenicians chose well with their power images. Sheep and lost black men. Okay, another one there in the Bible. New Jerusalem. So apparently New Jerusalem's a flying saucer sort of thing, or a cube. It's not even a flying saucer. It's a cube. Takes off. So coming down from heaven. Where's that? Above the dome. I saw the great city, holy Jerusalem. It was descended from heaven, and the man Yahweh, having the glory of Yahweh, and her light was like unto the stone most precious, even like the Casper stone, whatever that is, clear as crystal, and the wall great and high, and had 11 gates, and the gates had 11 angels. The names written there. So 12 angels, 12 tribes, don't know. But anyway, so the dragon and the Pope of Rome 666. Ugh. So dragon off, Hydra. The great red dragon represents pagan Rome of the past and the modern Roman Empire, the Empire Common Market. White rulers were described as the serpent and the devil of Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. The first beast is the Pope. He's got a Parisian French hat on. He's a hairy fucker like Cain. He's got a mark in his hand that looks like the mark of the beast, which is a barcode or a chip. It's going to be hard to be out of this in a minute. It's nearly impossible now. They're not going to let anyone in this realm free. No one. A breakaway civilization's needed, guys. Be talking about it for so long. Be talking about it with John Levy. It's just getting it kicking off. We need land, we need woods, we need to build up. We'll have free energy, we'll have the lot. We'll tell them how it's done. We'll show the outside world how it's done. It can be done. I'm willing to try. Just need support. Can't do it alone. We all want it. I do. So the first beast is the dumb dog preacher. Dumb dog preacher. More flying saucers. America. First destroyed forever. Rejoice, black man. Mighty God Yahweh is getting revenge on America for her evil against us. America shall be destroyed in a great violence and shall be found no more. It says in the book of Revelations. But I doubt it says America. But America is definitely the old world. So isn't that interesting? Pretty funky. Loving all that. Enjoyed that. Now, Tartar Beauty. Tartarian Beauty, and I'm coming back. Hope everything went well. Hope it never glitched or anything. Hope everyone's had a good time. Hope everyone's been interested in everything that I've been talking about. I could never know because I've heard a bloke in my bedroom on my Todd. Okay. Now, happy hats. Now, obviously they use the highest quality, but I think there's something more going on with the. We know the feathers are F ethers that interact with ether, so we're getting that. But with furs as well, like ermine, or there's something definitely going on where the royals would choose that, and mink, these expensive materials. But this is a Tartar. I don't know why he's doing the I'm little teapot thing. I think it's just like vogue at the time. So this is the suggestion. Something's happened to humanity. We have lost all the information. Sketchy. Seems that we're locked in narrow windows of time, and there's windows to look out, and when we look out, all we see is devastation and catastrophe and disorder. Okay, I think humans were far more psychic in the past. Because of the acceleration with the awakening and people are becoming more psychic, I think this is the case. Okay, were these, you'll see them over and over again, and gypsies use coins, they see them and they cover all of the pineal gland, they cover all of the forehead here. Were they so you can't read people's minds? They seem to be so popular, and maybe these were even augmenting psychic abilities. Were we connecting? This place is just like one big soup, one big net, wherein you're together. How many times, guys, do you think about a person and bam, they're there like an hour later, or some you haven't seen in years, and then you see them the next day? I only thought about you yesterday. We're all connected. The animals are connected with us. They know when we're coming home from work. You only got to think about a person. I guarantee you that person will think about you exactly the same second. Physics, okay, they call it spooky action at distance. You know how it works. Two electrons posing opposites, perfect, wherever in the universe, in their insanity. Put that into a spiritual context, guys. Supernatural context. We are all connected. We are all one. Okay? We are all one. There's only one of us here. They rule us by division. Divide and conquer. They keep all the peoples apart from one another. They say bad things about other people, brainwash other people about other people. There's not an atom of reality in any of it. Look at this. This is Tartar programming. The prestigious monster of the monstrous Tartar, being true relation of the unheard monster, which has taken into Hungary an inconvincible valor, matches manhood of noble Count Saint General of German forces against a Turk. So this is how they see the Tartar. Barely human, a monster. Brainwashing, a bit like in the Tavistock programming prior to World War One. They were saying that the Germans in Belgium were crucifying babies to barn doors, raping indiscriminately and all of that. But there's no evidence for all of that. It was just programming. By the time the British got over there, they were expecting the Hun, okay, the German, the Bosch, to be this monster, and they found out, no shit, they're exactly like us, and none of this has happened at all. This is just tales. So this Tartar woman, she is in a kilt, like a Scottish kilt, tartan. So the Tartars in Tartaria, again, this covering the forehead, feathers, epithers, interacting. These two, the happy hat, helping psychic abilities, blocking from electromagnetic waves. This year, covering all of the head, the pineal gland. Did it so you could go out into the wherever they went of an evening and not get your mind read. It would work. They all got him. She's looking up. You can't read my mind. I can see that working. Tartaria. She obviously could be a conehead, but I doubt it. Because it's Tartarians. It's a bit more epic. See? I'm guessing this is Dutch lace, but even lace, there's something going on with lace. If you sew something in with that, maybe some certain wire. Get the coins as well. So they completely block the mind's eye. Mulla Tartaria. Lady Tartarian. I wonder where they made all their silks and stuff. So, Tartarians. So, coming back in a minute, please share up, guys. It's been 2-hour vlog, must be. It's awesome to be back. It really fucking is. I'm so happy to be back. Thank you, everybody, for your care, as I said, and concerns about whereabouts of British Martin. But I am here and everything's alright. I just need to work out a new strategy because things are heating up. We got bad energies on us, and people fucking with us like you wouldn't believe. Or me. Most of the point. Again, she looks like the Queen Mother. But again, what does this do? Blocks the ether, blocks the electromagnetics maybe. Maybe it enhances psychic ability, the opposite of blocking them. Maybe both. This is a Tartarian with a happy hat, which will keep your head warm. But what's inside there? Icebox, keep your head warm. Ooh, that's a nice Tartarian picture. Shit, man, got some Tartarian music going, because that's beautiful too. Sort of thing going on. You get that then? These are nice. Nice pictures to finish off with. See? You can't read my mind. See? Look at this sort of stuff, and it's like really lovely and warming and stuff, yeah? Look at the Phoenician stuff, and it's like, ugh. So that's a trippy Alice. And the white rabbit, big clue. Follow the white rabbit, guys. Tartaria, Tartaria. Good, innit? So, Martin's end to the video. It's Tartarian beauty and colour, which we love. And happy hats, which we also love. It's getting dark. I gotta go. So this will be up. I'm going to be back like pretty frequently now, guys. I've had my break and took some time to sort some shit. Not really, but I've got so much to bring out to you. Plus, we're going to have to delve deeper, take it all a bit deeper. Okay, stuff is known, and stuff has to be explained gently. Black sun. With love, always, because we win with love, okay? We win this war through love, compassion, understanding, or overstanding, not being understood, overstood. Love, always win the day. Show them how. Whole world. I know. Man's happy, look, smiling. Man's smiling. Tartaria, Tartaria. Yeah, it was epic, wasn't it? Even the earrings, they might have done something as well. Them really long earrings they wear. Might have been something to do with it as well. So, Tartarian lady in that Tartarian dress. Again, blocking off the pineal glands, or maybe it enhances with the jewels, like orgonite. These are proper jewels, aren't they? Are they real pills? Maybe. Ooh, she looks a bit more grumpy. She doesn't. She's got that chains going on. What about you, Tartarian lady? You've got the coinage. Blocking it all. Maybe that's all you had at the time was coins to block it off. If you're reading your mind. Maybe you stop the backer side getting in your head, telling you negative shit. Maybe that was a way. Maybe that was a way. Look at that belt, guys. Imagine having a belt like that. So, double breastplate. What's she got on her head? Don't know. So it's double-like thing. Can't imagine what that's for. But interesting, nevertheless. Khazars, so it's Tartarian themed. Coins. Cool. And again, blocking it all off. The whole head. Jewels. And she's carrying a head bag or whatever. I don't know what that is. She's catching something maybe. Weird. Okay. She looks a bit Peruvian as well, female, maybe Aztec-y. It's really weird. Cool, I like that photo. And that's your modern day Tartarian She got a pyramid on because they told her to wear a pyramid. But obviously, she's pretty. What about that one? Whoa, don't fuck with that. Big Trouble in Little China there. That would stand up and just turn like an incredible speed, chop heads off with hair. You could kill someone with your hair. You could connect it and connect again and you flick them. Like, in the head with your hair. With a ponytail. I doubt she's a Phoenician, but a Tartarian. But nice to finish on that. Anyway, I'm coming back. If I was British, in a house, back from a break on the realm, from the realm, or flat Earth. Scene. Hiya. Did you share? Did you sub? Thanks. So, happy now. So it's great to be back. Be thinking about the dome. I know I mentioned it earlier. Okay, flat Earthers, or some of us, we think that the sun may not be a physical object, actually a apparent object. And antiquity shows us a technique called parabola, where mirrors are reflected onto other mirrors for intensity. Now, what we think is that the sun, or the apparent sun, and probably the apparent moon, are not really in the location you see them. A bit like a fish in water in a river. When you try and catch the fish with a spear, you have to maybe aim over here because the water will obscure it slightly. It's not really where it's apparent. Okay, now what if it's not the sun and the moon that are moving, but the dome is moving? I'll show you what I mean. It would explain why the sun, or the possible idea for a subjective reality, as in the sliver of sun light at a beach reaching your feet, you can be 200 miles up the beach and that person will also perceive the sun slithering up to their feet as it's setting on a beach, which is a paradox. What about this would explain all. The sun is in the firmament possibly, and what we're seeing, or outside, maybe even in a fourth dimensional realm, okay, but it's reflected in, okay, the dome is moving all the while, which we see with star trails anyway, yeah, and the sun being apparent, reflecting it in, okay, to parabola wise, okay, this is apparent to any location locally, which doesn't have to be a subjective reality. If it's apparent, it will be reflected in the sun wherever you see it in that location, or that location will be apparent reflected in sun. In my mind, I think that could be the case. Maybe it's not the sun and we're moving, maybe it's dome moving, whatever's happening outside reflecting in to the apparent sun, the non-physical object, in this 3D reality. Then that's what might be what we're seeing. Okay, eclipses, this eclipse of 3 years ago was always stuck in my mind. This thing, the moon never turned up for one thing, something else. And what it looked like is a movie projector being reset, like a shutter. Think of that if it was the dome, guys, and there's some sort of mechanism where there's a shutter or a block or a window covering the apparent sun, which is outside, shining in to our 3D reality. Wouldn't that block it? Wouldn't that explain a lot? Maybe that's happening, guys. We'll have a little bit more of a think about it. Okay, there's lots to think about with this anyway. 1,000 thoughts. So, you glad I'm back? Is that what that do? Okay, what we've been looking into is the flood of Constantinople. Suggests in this ancient document they're using bundles of sticks, Fasces, falling from the sky. It's energy weapons. The next narrative is America, says Noah and Ararat and everything was in America. Tartars settled in America. I know people think that's not the case, but it really does say in that. And that's not the only book, is it? So possibly all of them buildings are standing in with Tartarian in America. And Phoenician. Tartarian that have been Phoenicified, I should say. Then we looked into, could arches be maybe like airport terminal x-ray machines, or could they be demagnetizers? Because you've been on the battlefields and you're EM to fuck and you don't want like all spoons and stuff sticking to your face. And 1040 besides, some nice photographs of Istanbul and everything else. Hope you enjoyed that anyway. I'm going to be back in a day or two when you're all caught up and flatter days are back on and everything. Sorry I haven't been around, okay, but I have no choice at the matter, guys, at the moment. I'm really trying. Yeah, I know. I'm trying. But yeah, support my channel if you can, guys, okay? Whatever you can spare, that would be absolutely brilliant, okay? Fucking right troubles. Okay? So is the penalty of truthing. Peace and love to you. Be good. Look after one another, definitely. Just go out and be nice to somebody today. Do something nice. And, you know, just be real, okay? Ego's going to destroy, so don't have that. Be humble. Be grateful. If you're not grateful, you won't get fuck all else. And just live in the now. Okay, forget about all that bullshit in the past. It don't exist. It's figments of imagination. Leave it where it should be. In fact, cut it off. Start again today. Brand new day. Forget it all. Forgive yourself. Say, I love myself. Or whoever you are. And get on with the day. Okay? It's all going to be epic. Well, I'm happy about that. Peace and love. Be good.